This week on Prize Figure Face Off, we have a clash of two generations of pop idol icons. Old versus new, blondes versus brunettes, and most importantly, mother versus daughter. So let's go check out these two lovely ladies and see who is the last one standing. Hey everybody, it's Tony here with Nerds Never Sleep, and welcome to episode 3 of Prize Figure Face Off. That's right guys, today I am excited because we have not one but two lovely ladies from the series Oshi No Ko. Of course, the mother-daughter duo. We've got I and we've got Ruby here. Now these two ladies are part of a 4-figure set of all the girls from the series in bride outfits. Now, this is going to be a pretty cool one because not only are these two from the same manufacturer, but they're also from the same set. So it's going to kind of come down to whichever one has the better sculpt and pose, and actually character preference. So this should be a pretty interesting face-off. Now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to let you guys take a look at both of the boxes, and then we're going to crack them both open, put the figures together, and put them head to head. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to show you both boxes together because they are the same size and the same set, so they're going to have a lot of similarities. First off, we've got the front of the boxes, all the usual stuff. We've got Oshi No Ko, Bandai, Banpresto, and Bandai Namco. And of course, we've got Ruby and I, respectively, on the boxes. We also have zoomed out looks at each one of the pieces in their full glory. Now, on the tops here, we actually have zoomed in looks at both of the ladies' faces. Very, very cool. The front and back of each one of the dresses. And on the other side of the box, we both have them zoomed out again with a fully detailed look at the ladies in their wedding dresses. And then here on the back side, we have the zoomed in of their upper torso, basically, and face with the details about each figure. And that's going to be your look at the boxes. Let's go ahead and open them both up. All right, so let's start things off with Mama Bear Eye. So, like so many prize figures, there's going to be different segments in the plastic here. There's going to probably be a big glare. And we're going to have each piece of her in a different sleeved segment of the plastic. Now what I always do is I just take a knife or a cutter or some scissors and I just cut across the top here so you can just pull each piece out. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with the base. So I has a little pink rounded base, which isn't going to be a big deal because most of her dress is going to cover this. So she has, it looks like a spot for a heel and another big keyhole here for another one of the shoes. So here we have the lower half of the body, and she actually does have some heft to her, probably because the dress is very heavy material. She has a key, obviously, up here to put the waist on in the upper body. She has keys on each one of her feet. And we're going to just assume they line right in, and they do perfectly. So as you see here, one of the heels actually is going to have a post underneath it, and the other one is not. So it's going to give her a little bit of an arch. Easy enough. I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm going to do her upper torso before I do her arms. And now be very careful, again, because this is a prize figure, and they are pretty tightly sealed. Don't want to end up wrecking her hair. So be very careful with that. Wow, she is very pretty. I love her veil. It's actually very cool. Clear PVC. Love that. So she has, of course, a key here in the bottom. And we're going to just stick her in. And it might take a little bit of force. And that's all it took. And boom. The seam isn't super noticeable. But because it is a 2-part dress, we're going to actually have a seam. So you kind of might want to wiggle her down. Make sure she's in there perfectly. But other than that, pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead, get both her arms out if we can, give it a little wiggle here. Be careful the fingers don't get stuck. Get rid of that plastic. So we have both her arms. One is going to be at an angle and one is going to be out straight. They also have, of course, their keys. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to key them in, I think. Very easy. Perfect. And her other arm is going to go against her face, kind of like she's brushing her hair out of her face. And that's going to be it. Very, very simple. Again, it's a prize figure, so it's very easy to put together, but she looks really, really pretty. We'll go ahead. We're going to check out Ruby next, and then we're going to give a full look at both of these ladies. All right, so now that we've taken care of Mom, we're going to go ahead and check out the daughter. Now, just like Ruby, of course, has different sections to her plastic bag as well, but she actually has less segments because her arms are both attached to the upper torso. So let's go ahead, rip her open, and put her together. All right, we're going to go ahead and start with the base. Just like she has a pink base, but no elevated pegs here, just 2 little keyholes for her feet. Lower torso is very, very heavy, and wow, her dress actually has I don't know if you can see it until I zoom in, but her dress has a pink undertone to it. That's really nice looking. So I wasn't expecting that. So she has her actual elevation key on the foot built in. So she's different than So we're going to go ahead. One is going to be bigger than the other. So we're going to go ahead. These keyed in very, very easily. And man, those lower bodies of these dresses are hefty, let me tell you. I'm going to go ahead, do her upper torso. Now, unlike where we had to plug her arms in, Ruby has her arms both attached and just one little key here. And to kind of break things a little bit, just like with split in her dress with a 2-piece look to it almost, Ruby has a belt kind of look, a little sash on her. So very, very cool. Good way to hide the seams, things like that. And now we're going to go for the head. And again, as with the other one, be careful when you're pulling this out because you don't want the hair to get caught and break. Kind of like it is right now. It's stuck and I got to unstick it. There we go. So this little tail right here coming off, her little bang, was actually through the plastic, so I had to kind of wiggle it out. But just like with she has a very clear PVC veil and a little tiara. Really cute look on her face, and she's going to just plug in as soon as you got to wiggle her hair out of the way a little bit. And she plugs right down there. Looks very, very cute. See what we got to do with the hair there. Push it behind her back, shoulder a little bit. But other than that, very, very cute. Looks very good. And she does, just like have some weight to her due to these dresses being a solid piece. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to clear off the table. And then we're going to size them up against each other.
Posters of legends on every single wall. Action figures standing tall. Cosplay outfits ready for the con. Inbox treasure never pawned. Every inch of space a tale to share. Pixelated quests all filed with care. Dusty joysticks, a click, a combo strike, and the room's alive with the late night tide. Times you that can't be, time source keys. Well, I never be wriggled on a right line. Oh, get lie, oh, get fine. He's in my room, filled shelves on mint condition figs in their box. Security, let's unbox, reveal that rare gloss. Caffeine high, no sleep cramped, nerves never sleep, we're always hyped. So awake, you're night. Arcade buttons clacking clear, retro console memories near. Streaming live with a sorry fans cheer. Bonfire spawns that persevere. Nerds never sleep, we're always hyped into the night. Our world alive. See now that new release flair, collector cards spread, careful and fair, anime posters, guardians on the wall, 100 series later I've seen 'em all. Console stands old and new, playing every game, pixel dreams and wireframe. Posters of legends on every single wall, action figures standing tall, cosplay outfits ready for the con, inbox treasure never pawned. Every inch of space a tale to share, pixelated quests all filed with care.
All right, guys, so there was your closer look at two very impressive bridal prize figures by Banpresto, Bandai Namco. This is going to be a little bit harder than I first expected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give some thoughts and opinions on both of these figures at the same time, kind of compare and contrast them, and then I'm going to give you guys my opinion on who wins this battle. So, what I really like about both of these, actually, is the simplicity of each one of the dresses. I do like the fact that they used kind of raised patterns in both of them, and it works really, really good. It makes them both really pop. Now, what I actually prefer here is, on Ruby's side, I do like that it had like a two-tone kind of paint job to it, where it goes from like a light pink up to the white. It kind of adds a little bit of pop to it, and it does kind of create like a catchy little tone to it. Very, very cool. I like that with her figure, where it came together, it hides the seam a little bit by putting a belt there. But I gotta go on that aspect to the eye figure. I like how actually the way the dress was cut, essentially, is the way the seam is kind of hidden. You still see it there, but it does look like it's all part of the dress. So both of them have a very, very good way of hiding the seams. Now, as far as the torso aspect, I do actually like Ruby's torso better. And that's mostly because hers came all in one piece with the arms attached. See, now with you had to put the arms in together. Granted, her seams are hidden by the gloves, so you don't really notice it either way. But in that aspect, Ruby does gain the edge. Plus, as far as the tops of the dresses, I actually like the way Ruby's looks better. And it's probably because of the fact that her hair isn't covering over the torso of the dress. Whereas you have the big long strands of hair kind of covering the front of the dress, so you don't see it as much. Again, it's very, very tough because they are similar costumes. But that's going to take it to where the big difference is, and that's going to be the head and the face. Now, both of them have really, really cool transparent PVC for the tiaras and kind of the trails. Looks really, really good, and it does pop. Now, we have totally conflicting personalities and emotions going in each one of these figures, so this is where things kind of get fun. We have Ruby over here looking very smiley, happy. She's very excited, and you can just tell she's just bursting with energy. Whereas you look at over here, and it looks almost as if she's wiping a tear away. So it looks like she's just had that, she has those happy tears kind of going on. So it's a very different kind of look to each one of the pieces, and I do like that a lot. So, I mean, all in all, I don't really have a lot of negatives about either one of these, other than over here on Ruby's, the seam where the hair connects is very, very noticeable. Maybe because she has the light blonde hair, but Eyes isn't as noticeable, and it's probably because she has darker hair. So on the lighter haired figure, it does actually stand out quite a bit more. I do like the sculpt on the hair for both the figures. Nothing really wrong with them other than those seams, but they are prize figures, and it's going to pretty much be that way either way. So this is going to be a tough one. Now, what one do I think deserves to win this face-off? And that is the tough decision. As much as I really like the way the dress kind of works with the Ruby figure and the colors, I love the way she has the big happy look on her face. Because it is the bridal series, I kind of think I gotta give it to I, because she has that kind of somber, like crying kind of look to the face. Meanwhile, she still has those bright, kind of hopeful, shining eyes. So it really does add a lot to it when you look at them. And I know I'm probably over analyzing these, but it's the only way I can really edge one out over the other as far as calling this a tie. So the personality that comes out in each one and kind of the emotion that comes out in each figure, I gotta go and lean it towards I on this one. As much as I really do like the Ruby, Mom's gotta take the win for me on this one. So I takes the win in episode 3 of Prize Figure Face Off in the mother-daughter showdown. Now, that was my pick. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Vote in the poll on the community page and the channel as well. And let me know what you think of each one of them. Do you guys want me to have the other 2 ladies in this set face off against each other in another episode down the line? Because I do have both those as well. And that's going to be it for another episode of Prize Figure Face Off. Hopefully you guys did like this one. If you did, do me a solid. Click the like button, the subscribe button, the share button. Spread the nerdiness. Follow on all the socials. The links are down in the description below. And I'm also going to be posting both my affiliate links and other purchase links for both these ladies. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode of Prize Figure Face Off. Bye, everyone.